Well, the good news is I think we managed to find Nishinaka-dori, or Monja-dori as they might say. The bad news is I have no idea what they have here because, as you can see, I can't read a lick of this. Yeah, we managed to find it over here, but again, since we can't read any of it, it's kind of hard to tell what's there, what's good, what's not. It's going to be a complete crapshoot, even with the recommendations I got from Copilot, since I'm not sure I recognize any of them in here. Okay, just when I thought I was coming to the end of the place, there's an entire street left. So we've got to check these out too and see if any of them match with what we were expecting to find. The problem is we have like 5 recommendations from Copilot and yet dozens of different places along the street. So it's kind of hard to pick it out. It doesn't help too that we can't necessarily read the characters very well. This is the one recommendation that we have been able to find, but as you can see, it is closed tight. I don't know if it's mostly a dinner place. Google Maps seems to say otherwise, but it ain't open. That much is pretty obvious. So this is Kura, and I guess it was the shop next door to the closed up area, or that's the kitchen. I'm not really sure. In any event, this looked like it was full, but the guy waved us right in, so here we are. Copilot described this as the cozy one, and I can't say that it's not. But it also has the griddles right here in front of us, so we're cooking them at our own table. I guess this is the same way like with okonomiyaki. So we'll see how this works. I'm going to say we might be getting taken a little bit because the English language menu has a lot of things that are over 1,000, whereas the stock menu that's out here doesn't have anything over 1,000. So I think they're charging us English language premium, but being able to read it makes it kind of worthwhile. They also apparently have instructions as to how to make monja at our table. But as usual, they won't help us very much because we can't read. We've got our ingredients anyway. We've been told to wait because the guy will grill it at our table, like the fellow beyond us. I can see onions, and I think there might be egg in there, or maybe it's pineapple, I don't know. Even with the English language premium, if there is one, there's nothing on the menu over 1,500 yen, which is about $10 US, and you'd be hard-pressed to get a decent meal for that kind of money back at home. So I'm satisfied with this. I'm going to see how this goes. I will add, too, that this must be really, really nice on a cold day in winter or even early spring, because the griddle here is starting to get a little sweltering on a day like this. We've just concluded that some of the stuff on the top there might be seafood, so I'd be more concerned if Daniel was actually allergic to this stuff, if he just doesn't like it. So the toppings are being kept separate, as are my toppings with it. Daniel's cheese is kept separate, so he just eats the regular manju itself. The ingredients are added one by one. And since we both ordered the basic same thing, pork and curry, put it all in one thing. I'm not sure what's being done with this soup, as it were, if that's what it is, but it seems too thin to be batter. wow, looks like he's making a Kringle ring. Oh, now he has the soup. Oh my. Thank you. And now we add the other one. That is so thin. Wow. So he stirs it around so it's the consistency of an omelet. Right, there's eggs in it. Oh yeah, that backing there, that definitely proves there's some eggs in here of some sort. Interesting. Right over this side. Thank you so much. Domo. And since he left the spatulas behind, I guess we just kind of scoop up with those. And put that on our own plates. It's not coming up like a pancake, and I guess it's just not meant to. So now, the tail of the tape. And they gave us a little spatula here, but I don't want to eat off of it and then put it back in here. I'm thinking this works like a spoon, and we'll do it like this. It's going to be hot too. I was expecting it to be a little bit more spicy with all that curry powder in there, but there's a little bite of I can taste the pork in there. Again, not as strong as I thought it would be, but not objectionable at all. Not a crunch with the cabbage. Ooh, there, I think I got a hit of curry. I got no problem with that. That is really lovely. And there's another bite of pork. Oh, that is just, wow, that just goes right down in you. This is definitely a cold weather food, to be honest. But, you know, you gotta eat it when you get the chance. It is something that just warms you up inside, which a day like this is a little strange, but it really is kind of good. What do you think, son? Nod, nod, nod. Yep. First time around, I didn't try it with the, I think it's bonito flakes and maybe dried shrimp. Let's see what this is like. The texture is a little mealy when it's cooked a little too much. And they do have a feel like a little like shredded paper. And I can't argue that they probably add a sort of fishy tang to it, so it was right to put it on the side. But at least they were willing to do that even with the language barrier, so. Again, I like it, but you know, it's a preference more than anything else. Meanwhile, the mushrooms really don't have much to them as far as actually being done or not. But you can eat mushrooms raw as well as anything else. So, no. They basically add a second bit of texture to it. And between the curry and the bonito flakes and everything else that's going on, they kind of get buried as far as flavor goes. But still, this is really a satisfying dish. I mean, we've eaten as much as we have, and you can see that we haven't made much of a dent in it at all. This is going to take us a while. I could swear that along with the pork, there's a little bit of chicken in here, or maybe it's just that pork is the other white meat. I don't know. Either way. I can't deny that it's tasty. This is all really good, and there's a lot of it. And you know, again, this is a meal that between the two of us is probably going to be just a little over $20. You can't beat that. You can't get anything like that at home. It's not necessarily worth the flight over just for this. But there's so much like this here that it's hard not to make a point of having some of the local fare like this. Yeah, this is worth the price of admission. Well, that was a satisfying meal. What do I have in the way of a verdict? That's a good question. I mean, all things considered, do I think this needs to be brought to the States like I do with gyukatsu? No, it's a messy meal. There's not much you can do in the way of presentation unless you really zhuzh it up like, you know, several generations worth of Japanese chefs have done with teppanyaki. And frankly, until we can get okonomiyaki to be a staple over in the States, I think this can wait. This is a sloppy meal. There's no question about it. It's good, it's filling, it's warm and cozy, and it's worth the trip. But is it something we need to bring over? No, not yet. Let's work on some more basic stuff, if you can call okonomiyaki basic, and go from there.